All right, so let's talk a little bit about a show called The Pajama Game. Now, we didn't get a chance to talk about this one in class or do any in-class research on it before we left, so this one's brand new to you. So The Pajama Game, with music and lyrics by a team of Richard Adler and Jerry Hart. They were fairly popular around this time. They had a couple of big hits, this show and another show called Damn Yankees, which is essentially the Faust story, only the devil comes to help the Yankees win baseball games. So what it's probably most famous for is not so much the addition of Adler and Ross, but for the choreographer, whom we're going to talk about a little later on, a gentleman by the name of Bob Fosse. So you might have heard that name before, and you're going to hear it again. So just kind of file that in your brain somewhere. One of the other big things about the Pajama Game and why I chose to talk about this one as opposed to Damn Yankees when it came to Adler and Ross is that the Pajama Game is unique in a couple of ways. The major story of it is it takes place in a pajama factory, hence the name, where the workers are demanding a 7.5 cent raise, but management is not hearing them. So there's talk about going on strike and all of this. And in the middle of this, one of the workers, a character by the name of Bebe, falls in love with the manager of the plant named Sid. So you've got the two, kind of a Romeo and Juliet thing with these two folks on different ends of a labor dispute. So why this one is fairly important is because this is one of the first times a musical was now written about a labor dispute, about unions. The last time something like that happened was way back with Cradle Will Rock. Only nobody threatened to lock the theater doors on this one. So, kind of following that theme that we've been talking about throughout the 40s and now going into the 50s of the musical subject matter starting to branch out. It wasn't just, fluffy little boy-girl romances. It was, okay, you can have that love story, but what if you were also telling the story of a labor dispute? Okay. The original Broadway production opened in 1954, ran for 1,063 performances in its original run, and would go on to win the Tony for Best Musical that year. A couple of important songs from it, songs like Hey There, which again would become pretty popular with the lounge singer set. Sammy Davis Jr. Loved this song. Also for the song I'm Not at All in Love. And you can see a link to a performance of that song from the movie version right down there.